As is well known, Singapore is fun yet additionally one of the most costly Asian urban communities to visit. All things considered, the city-state isn't unfilled of pleasant free attractions. Given the little size of the country, these free sites are unquestionably helpful to visit as well. Gem Changi Airport. The heft of guests to Singapore show up via air. Assuming that is an ideal case for you as well, one of the nation's son's best fascination would be just before you. Alluded to just as Gem by local people, Jewel Changi Airport is a multi-utilized complex right at the core of Changi Airport. A shopping center, sporting center point, cineplex, and studio wrapped into one. The features here are the staggering HSBC Rain Vortex Indoor Cascade and the lavish Shiseido Forest Valley encompassing the outpouring. The two of which are allowed to appreciate over the course of the day. For guests who wouldn't fret spending a little, the Canopy Park at the highest point of the complex likewise houses various games and attractions. To put it plainly, a whole day could be spent having a good time at super present-day Jewel. Gardens by the Bay. Rambling Gardens by the Bay at the southern tip of the city-state is these days the showstopper of Singaporean the travel industry. With evening photos of its marked super trees gracing numerous postcards. Except for the flower and cloud forest domes and the floral fantasy display, the entire of Gardens by the Bay is allowed to enter and appreciate. Beyond the super trees, there's likewise a huge number of smaller than normal nurseries, workmanship figures, and beautiful spots all through the ground. For guests with more energy, a 15 minutes walk southwards likewise carries one to Marina Barrage. This cutting-edge flood, a guard of sorts confronting Singapore's south, is totally allowed to enter. Buddha Tooth Relic Temple and Museum. A more up-to-date sanctuary in Singapore, and the most striking milestone in the Chinatown region, entering the perfect Buddha Tooth Relic Temple and Museum is likened to venturing into a brilliant castle. One with walls graced by huge number of Tibetan-style Buddha figures. The upper floors of the sanctuary, for example the Free Gallery, likewise houses a sizable assortment of Buddhist models and workmanship, the masterpiece being the stunning corridor worshipping the eponymous Buddha Tooth Relic. Whether you're a Buddhist or not, you make certain to be stunned by the outlandish strict showstoppers in a real sense found at each side of this darling establishment. Haw Par Villa. Do you adore Chinese folklore? Or on the other hand would you say you honestly love the ghastly? Provided that this is true, allowed to enter Haw Par Villa is an unquestionable necessity on your Singaporean excursion schedule. A more established form park on the edges of downtown, and one with a metro station just before it. Haw Par Villa has for quite some time been hailed as one of the most unusual attractions of Southeast Asia. Filled to the edge with sculptures in light of Chinese folktales and fantasies, this minimal park is however captivating as it could be upsetting. Famously, there is even a 10 Courts of Hell sinkhole, one that proudly shows what befalls miscreants in the Chinese damnation. A note of watchfulness here about the Hell sinkhole. Shows in it are realistic and peculiar, most definitely. Guests with frail stomachs, or those with kids, ought to take alert. Singapore Botanic Gardens. An UNESCO World Heritage Site that has reliably been hailed as one of Asia's top park attractions. The Singapore Botanic Gardens is strategically placed next to the Orchard Road shopping stretch, and out-of-control situation to appreciate. Aside from vast assortments of plants and many finishing highlights, the core of the grounds likewise contains a sizable outdoors hall, at which free shows are consistently performed. Outing in the midst of the verdant grounds, while paying attention to mixing proficient exhibitions, has for some time been a cherished end-of-the-week movement in Singapore. Chinese and Japanese Gardens. Here is one more free nursery fascination of Singapore. One that dates from the 70s and situated at the western finish of the city-state. Arranged adjacent to synthetic Jurong Lake, the Chinese and Japanese Gardens contains a combination of ethnic structures in light of their namesakes. The Chinese Garden, specifically, has 3 particular Chinese pagodas and, surprisingly, a 17-curve span in view of the one in Beijing's Summer Palace. The best part is that the 2 nurseries, as more seasoned attractions, will generally be uncrowded even on ends of the week and public occasions. However long you wouldn't fret the half-hour metro venture there from downtown, these 2 air attractions make certain to charm. Merry Light-Ups. As a multi-racial and multi-strict society, Singapore commends various celebrations all through the schedule year. For significant celebrations like Chinese New Year, Ramadan, Diwali, and Christmas, customary ethnic areas of the nation would be environmentally enlightened with street lamps and astonishing craftsmanship pieces. Free for all to appreciate and photo, These festivals are generally joined by happy road marketplaces as well, the most popular of which is the Chinatown Chinese New Year Bazaar. Beyond these customary festivals, the Singapore Tourism Board additionally has many travel celebrations, like the yearly Singapore Night Festival. Basically, regardless of when you visit, chances are, there's some kind of enlightenment for you to appreciate at night. Some night market for you to test ethnic culinary joys as well.